whether we're talking pre-training, whether we're talking pre-practice, pre-lift, we're kind of using this all encompassing, is, the two biggest things, carbohydrate and normally carbohydrate in the form of a simple sugar, which again is counterintuitive to what most people think, is because most people don't want to do added sugars or sugar and they think sugar's bad and those things, but we don't want high fiber complex carbohydrates immediately because that could potentially cause some GI distress as it's slower absorbing and things like that. We want to get this energy into our bloodstream immediately. And so usually that comes in the form of sugars. And then a second piece to the pre is fluids. So obviously from a hydration standpoint, we want to kind of top off the tank in that standpoint as well. We use that analogy a lot. And I think that hits with high school players a lot too, is, carbohydrates and sugar and things like that, that gets stored as what's called glycogen. And that's just basically a stored energy form, but that's just like a gas tank where, the carbohydrates like a gas, and then the tank is your muscles, where you can only store so much at one time. You've got to continue to put gas if you have a long drive. So if you have a long game or long practice, or you have multiple practices or things like that, you've got to consistently top off the tank. So you're always running at your highest level. And again, during, you're focusing on carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates and fluids. So very similar to pre. And then when you start talking about recovery and post, this is when you can now move into, protein intake and protein for, rebuilding back your muscles and soft tissue and, basically adapting to what you just did. So whether it was practice, a lift, a game, recovering from that and adapting from that. And so that's where protein comes into play. And then carbohydrate can obviously, again, help you speed up the recovery process to get ready for that next, because inevitably there's going to be another practice, there's going to be another lifting session, there's going to be another game. So you want to kind of kickstart that and fill that tank up as fast as possible after that road trip or that practice or whatever that is.